why she's ignoring you, and how to make her regret it. Gentlemen, let's talk about something that most men never understand. Why is she ignoring you? You were respectful, you were available, you listened to her, you showed her attention, you made it clear that you were interested, and yet she's distant, she's cold, she's nowhere to be found. She used to respond quickly. Now, you're left on read. She used to be excited to see you. Now, she barely acknowledges your presence. And the worst part, she knows you're waiting. She knows you're checking your phone every hour. She knows you're replaying past conversations in your mind, trying to figure out what went wrong. She knows you're wondering if she's talking to someone else. And you know what? She likes it. Not because she's cruel, not because she enjoys hurting you, but because she can feel that she has the power in this situation. And deep down, that power kills attraction. Women are not drawn to men who are waiting for them. They are drawn to men who are moving, building, and leading their own lives. This is where 99% of men fail. They think that by being nicer, by being sweeter, by being more available, they will finally win her over. Wrong. The moment a woman realizes that your attention is easy to get, it loses all value. Think about it. What do people value most in life? What is rare? What is scarce? What is difficult to obtain? A man who values himself is not always available. A man who has a purpose does not revolve his life around a woman. A man who understands attraction does not seek, he attracts. You don't win a woman's attention by giving her more of yours. You win by making your attention something she craves. And that only happens when she starts feeling your absence. The trap most men fall into. Right now, you might be making the same mistake countless men before you have made. You think, maybe if I text her again, maybe if I apologize for something I didn't even do, maybe if I remind her how much I care. Stop. This is not the path of power. When you try to convince a woman to give you attention, you're already in a weaker position. You are seeking something. You are placing her above you. You are surrendering your power. And when a woman senses that, she pulls away even more. Why? Because a woman does not respect a man who is dependent on her validation. She does not desire a man who has made her the center of his universe. She is drawn to a man who stands firm, regardless of how she feels. And that is the kind of man you must become. The power of absence. Think about the most successful, attractive men in history. Do you think they sat around waiting for a text? Do you think they let a woman's attention or lack of it dictate their emotions? Do you think they stopped everything just because one person wasn't responding to them? No, they moved, they built, they focused on their mission. And this is why women chased them. Not because they played games, not because they were manipulative, but because they were rare. They had a life bigger than a single woman's attention, and that is what you must cultivate. If she's ignoring you, let her. Because the second she feels your absence, the second she realizes you are not waiting around, the second she sees that your life is moving forward without her, she will feel something she never expected. She will start to wonder, why isn't he chasing me? Why isn't he affected by my silence? Did I lose someone valuable? And that is when the tables turn. Not through words, not through convincing, but through action, or rather the lack of it. Absence creates mystery. Mystery creates curiosity. Curiosity creates attraction. And suddenly, You are no longer the man waiting. You are the man she starts thinking about. Take back your power. If there's one lesson you take from this, let it be this. Your value is not determined by a woman's attention. Your time is not meant to be wasted on someone who is unsure about you. Your energy should never be spent trying to win over someone who doesn't see your worth. Instead of waiting, build. Instead of chasing, elevate. Instead of seeking, attract. Because the moment you stop chasing, that's the moment she starts feeling your worth. The hidden power of absence. Gentlemen, let's talk about one of the most misunderstood concepts in attraction: absence. Most men fear it. Most men avoid it. Most men believe that if they don't constantly remind a woman of their presence, she'll forget them. Wrong. The truth is, absence, when used correctly, is one of the most powerful forces in attraction. Why? Because women don't feel attraction through words, they feel it through emotions. When you're always available, always responding, always chasing, she never gets the chance to feel anything. No anticipation, no curiosity, no sense of loss. And without those emotions, there's no pull. Think about the things in life you've craved the most. Was it the thing you could have anytime you wanted? Or was it the thing that felt just out of reach? Scarcity creates value. Rarity creates demand. Uncertainty creates excitement. And guess what? Women are not immune to these psychological forces. In fact, they respond to them even more intensely than men do. Why your constant presence works against you. Most men don't understand this. They think that if they just prove themselves, if they just stay available, if they just show her they care, she will somehow realize how great they are. Let me tell you something most men will never understand. You do not make a woman value you through effort. You make a woman value you through absence. Why? Because people only truly value what they risk losing. Right now, if you're always present, always texting, always calling, always checking in, she feels zero risk of losing you. You've become predictable, and predictability kills attraction. Women crave the feeling of earning a man's attention. When it's freely given, it's taken for granted. This is why the men who get the most respect, the most admiration, the most desire, are the men who do not overextend themselves. They are not cold, they are not rude, but they are focused on their own mission first. And that naturally creates space. Space that makes her feel your absence. What happens when you step back? Here's what most men never experience, because they're too afraid to let go. When you stop making her the center of your attention, a shift happens. At first, she won't notice. Then, she'll feel something is different. And eventually, she will start to wonder about you. Why isn't he reaching out like before? Is he losing interest? Is he talking to someone else? And once these thoughts start creeping in, you have already won. Because the moment a woman starts thinking about you in your absence, she starts missing you. And once she starts missing you, she starts wanting you. The men who never have to chase. Ever wonder why some men never struggle in dating? It's not because they're the best looking. It's not because they have the most money. It's because they understand one thing most men never do. Women are attracted to the men who make them feel something. And nothing creates emotion like uncertainty. It's the guy who was texting her all the time, but now suddenly isn't. It's the guy who seemed interested, but isn't chasing. It's the guy who doesn't drop everything for her, because his life is bigger than her attention. That's the man she finds irresistible, and that's the man you must become. Stop trying to be remembered. Start making her feel your absence. Right now, you might be thinking, so I should ignore her. So I should play hard to get. No, this is not about games. This is not about pretending to be busy. This is not about acting like you don't care. This is about genuinely living a life so full, so complete, so purposeful, that she has to earn a place in it. A woman should never be your focus. Your mission should be your focus. And when you start truly embodying this, you won't have to chase. You won't have to prove anything. You won't have to ask for attention. Because women naturally gravitate towards men who are secure, focused, and rare. And that's the kind of man who never has to wonder, why is she ignoring me? Because by then, she won't be. How to become the man she can't ignore. Gentlemen, we've talked about the power of absence. We've talked about why constantly being available kills attraction. But now, let's get into something even deeper. Because absence alone isn't enough. You can disappear for a while. You can stop texting for a few days. You can create distance. But if you come back as the same man, if your life is still boring, if you're still needing her attention to feel important, she will not care. And this is where most men fail. They think that simply pulling away is enough. They think that if they just wait long enough, she'll magically start chasing. Wrong. Women don't chase a man just because he's absent. They chase a man who disappears and comes back as someone greater. And that's where real transformation begins. The secret to irresistible men: growth in absence. Let me tell you something most men will never understand. A woman will never regret losing a man who stayed the same. Let that sink in. If she left you, ignored you, or pulled away, and you sit around doing nothing, hoping she'll change her mind, you are proving to her that she was right to walk away. But if you take that space, if you disappear not to wait, but to evolve, if you use that time to become a version of yourself she has never seen before, that's when everything changes. Because the moment she realizes that your absence didn't break you, but made you better, she will start to question everything. She will start to wonder, did I make a mistake? Why does he seem even more confident now? Why does he look better, sound better, live better so without me? And that is the moment where regret begins to creep in. What you must do during this time, most men get it wrong. They think, I'll ignore her and she'll come back. No. If you ignore her and do nothing, she will forget you. But if you build yourself in that silence, she will notice. Here's how you do it. 1. Elevate your physical presence. Hit the gym, train harder, build a stronger body. Change your style, sharpen your appearance. Walk taller, move with purpose. A man who physically improves himself becomes magnetic. Women notice this. 2. Deepen your mindset and emotional strength. Read, learn, develop your mind. Practice emotional control. Speak less, observe more. Stop reacting to life. Start mastering it. A man who is mentally sharp and emotionally stable becomes unshakable. Women respect this. 3. Become unapologetically focused on your mission. Build your career. Start that project. Create something. Stop scrolling. Stop wasting time. Stop waiting for her. Pour your energy into becoming the best version of you. A man who has purpose is a man who is rare. Women crave this. Why? She will feel it, even if you say nothing. You don't need to tell her you're improving. You don't need to post about it, announce it, or make a show of it. She will feel it. Maybe it's through mutual friends. Maybe it's through social media. Maybe it's simply the shift in your energy when she sees you again. But trust me, the moment she senses that you are no longer the man she walked away from, the moment she realizes you have become something greater, something stronger, she will not be able to ignore you. And that is when the tables turn. Final words. Become the man who makes her question everything. Right now you have two choices. 1. Stay the same. Stay weak. Stay forgotten. 2. Use this time to build yourself into the man she wishes she never ignored. Women do not regret losing men who stayed average. They regret losing men who became exceptional. Which one will you be? The energy shift that makes women chase. Gentlemen, let me tell you a truth that most men never realize. Attraction is not about what you say to her. It's not about what you do for her. It's not even about how much effort you put into getting her to like you. Attraction is about energy. It's about how you carry yourself. It's about the frame you hold when you walk into a room. It's about the unspoken power you project without saying a single word. And right now, if she's ignoring you, if she seems distant, if she doesn't feel the need to chase you, it's because your energy isn't pulling her in. But here's the secret. You don't chase a woman into attraction. You shift your energy and let her feel it. What most men get wrong. Most men think attraction is about action. If I just text her the right way, she'll come back. If I buy her something nice, she'll appreciate me. If I show her how much I care, she'll choose me. Wrong. You cannot negotiate attraction. Trying harder, giving more, proving yourself, it all comes from a place of weakness. Why? Because it signals that you need her to feel valuable. And nothing kills attraction faster than neediness. When a man needs something from a woman, she feels it. She loses respect for him, and she pulls away. So if you want her to chase you, if you want to flip the dynamic, you must shift from needing her presence to commanding her attention. The energy shift that changes everything. Here's what you need to understand. Women are drawn to men who are centered. Women are pulled toward men who are unshaken. Women chase men who have their own gravitational force. And that force, it's built through 3 things. 1. The power of indifference. Stop caring so much about what she thinks. Stop analyzing her texts, her responses, or her silence. Stop making her the center of your thoughts. Instead, focus on your world. Focus on your growth. Focus on becoming a man who is unfazed. Because the moment she senses that she's no longer the focus of your energy, she will feel the shift. And that's when curiosity kicks in. She'll start wondering, why isn't he chasing anymore? Has he moved on? Did I misjudge his value? That's the first step to making her re-engage. 2. The aura of mystery and presence. Look, most guys give everything away up front. They tell her their whole life story on the first date. They text her all day, updating her on everything. They seek her approval, constantly trying to impress. And in doing so, they lose their mystery. But the men who stand out, the men who are remembered, they reveal just enough. They give glimpses into their world. They allow a woman to feel curious about them. And curiosity, that's what creates obsession. So here's what you do. Say less. Reveal slower. Let your presence speak louder than your words, because when she doesn't know everything about you, she will think about you more. 3. The silent confidence of a man on a mission. Here's the final key. Women are magnetically drawn to men who have something greater than them. Not another woman, not a distraction, but a mission, a purpose so strong that no woman can pull him away from it. So if she's ignoring you, and you're obsessing over her absence, you need to stop. Because the real question is, are you a man that a woman wants to chase? Are you building something in your life? Are you working on your goals? Are you becoming stronger, sharper, and more capable every single day? Because let me tell you, a man on his mission is a man who is untouchable. He does not chase. He does not beg. He does not need. He attracts. The moment she feels the shift, when you stop chasing, when you stop seeking validation, when you start moving like a man who is completely in control of his own life, she will notice. She will feel the shift in your energy. And suddenly, the dynamic changes. Suddenly, she's the one thinking about you. Suddenly, she's the one wondering if she miscalculated. Suddenly, she's the one chasing. That's the power of a man who is centered in himself. And that is how you make her regret ignoring you. Why women only chase men who are willing to walk away. Gentlemen, let me give you one of the most powerful truths about attraction. A woman will never fully chase a man she knows she already has. Let that sink in. If she's 100% sure of your presence, if she knows you'll always be there waiting, if she senses that no matter what she does, you'll keep chasing her, she won't feel the need to earn you. And when a woman doesn't feel the need to earn you, she loses respect. When she loses respect, she loses attraction. And when she loses attraction, she starts ignoring you. So what's the solution? You must be a man who is willing to walk away. Not to manipulate, not to play games, but because you know your worth. The problem: most men are too afraid to walk away. Let's be real. Most guys can't handle distance in attraction. The moment a woman starts pulling away, they panic. They double text when she doesn't respond. They check her social media obsessively. They keep investing in someone who's giving them nothing. Why? Because deep down, they fear losing her. And that fear, women can feel it. They can sense when a man lacks options. They can sense when a man is emotionally dependent. They can sense when a man needs their approval to feel valuable. And that's when she tests you. She takes longer to respond. She becomes distant. She stops putting in effort. And she watches. Will he react? Will he chase harder? Will he become desperate? Or will he remain calm, unfazed, and in control? Why walking away makes you magnetic? Here's the truth most men never learn. The man who is willing to walk away is the man who holds all the power. Why? Because it signals two things. 1, you are not dependent on her for your happiness. You don't need her validation. You don't need her attention. You don't need her to feel complete. That kind of emotional independence is rare. And anything rare is valuable. Women are drawn to men who are self-sufficient. They are obsessed with men who don't need them, but choose them. The moment she realizes she can't shake your confidence, she starts seeing you differently. She starts wondering, why isn't he affected by my distance? Did I underestimate him? Have I lost him? And that's the moment the dynamic flips. 2. Scarcity creates value. Think about the most valuable things in life. Gold, diamonds, luxury cars. What do they all have in common? They are rare. Now, compare that to something abundant, like tap water. It's everywhere. It's always available. It's taken for granted. Most men are like tap water. Always available. Always seeking attention. Always waiting for her to decide. But the man who is willing to walk away, he's the rare diamond. And women chase what they think they might lose. The key: be ready to walk away, but for the right reasons. Now, let's be clear. Walking away only works if it's real. You can't fake it. You can't pretend to be busy while secretly waiting for her. You can't say you'll move on and then fold the moment she texts. Because if she senses that your detachment is an act, she will call your bluff. True power comes from being a man who actually has the strength to walk away, not as a strategy, but as a standard. If she's disrespecting you, you walk away. If she's playing games, you walk away. If she's not matching your effort, you walk away. Not in anger, not to punish her, but because you refuse to be in a position where you're not valued. What happens when you walk away? Here's where it gets interesting. When you genuinely detach, when you truly focus on your own life instead of chasing her, you become unpredictable. And unpredictability is intoxicating. Suddenly she can't figure you out. Why isn't he chasing? Did I misjudge him? Has he found someone else? And that uncertainty, that's what makes her start thinking about you. That's what makes her re-engage. That's what makes her chase. Not because you played a game, but because you proved you don't need her. And a man who doesn't need a woman is a man she can't resist. Choose power over fear. At the end of the day, you have two choices. 1, you can be the man who chases, who seeks, who fears losing her and gets ignored. 2, or you can be the man who values himself, who holds his frame, who is willing to walk away and becomes the man she regrets losing. The choice is yours. How to make her feel your absence and miss you deeply. Gentlemen, let's talk about absence, because here's a fact that most men never understand. A woman can't miss you if she never feels your absence. Read that again. If you're always there, always reaching out, always checking in, then there's no space for her to think about you. And if she's not thinking about you, she's not feeling anything for you. And if she's not feeling anything for you, she's moving on. That's why the most powerful thing you can do in attraction is this. Make her feel your absence, not as a game, not to manipulate, but because you're too focused on your own life to be chasing someone who isn't showing up for you. And when you do this the right way, she starts to miss you. She starts to wonder about you. She starts to rethink her choices. And suddenly, she's chasing you. Why absence is more powerful than words. Most guys think they can talk their way into a woman's heart. They think if they just send the right text, say the right words, make her understand, that she'll come back. But attraction doesn't work like that. Women don't fall for words. They fall for feelings. And the most powerful feeling? Loss. When a woman starts to feel the loss of your presence, when she realizes you're not just sitting around waiting, that's when she starts to value you. And here's the best part. You don't have to say a single word. Your silence speaks louder than anything you could ever say. The right way to create absence. Now, let's get one thing straight. Making her miss you doesn't mean ghosting her. It doesn't mean cutting off all contact in some childish attempt to get a reaction. It means shifting your focus. It means living a life so full and purpose-driven that your absence happens naturally. Here's how. 1. Stop rewarding her distance. If she's pulling away, stop texting her first. Stop double texting when she doesn't respond. Stop chasing someone who isn't matching your effort. Why? Because when you keep giving to someone who's distant, they don't feel your absence. They feel your desperation, and desperation kills attraction. 2. Fill your life with purpose. Women are drawn to men who have something bigger than them. A mission, a vision, a passion, something that makes them too busy to be waiting around. So ask yourself, what are you working toward? What are you building? What are you improving? Because when you have a purpose, your time becomes valuable. And when your time is valuable, your absence becomes felt. 3. Stop checking in. Most men can't handle uncertainty. The moment a woman becomes distant, they panic. They start checking her social media. They look for signs that she's still interested. They obsess over whether she's seeing someone else. And the worst part, they start breaking their own frame. They reach out just to see where they stand. But here's the problem. Every time you check in, you kill the power of your absence. Instead of wondering about you, instead of feeling your distance, instead of questioning her own decisions, she gets confirmation that you're still there, still waiting, still invested. And once she knows that, she stops missing you. The moment she feels it. Here's where it gets interesting. When you fully detach and focus on your life, something happens. She starts checking your social media. She starts bringing you up to mutual friends. She starts testing the waters with random texts. She might say something small. Hey, how have you been? I saw something that reminded me of you. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. But don't be fooled. She's not reaching out because she misses small talk. She's reaching out because she felt your absence. And now, she's testing to see if she can still have access to you. How to respond when she comes back. So what do? Here's the key. Don't rush back in. When a woman reaches out after feeling your absence, your instinct might be to immediately engage, to respond right away, to show excitement, to make plans. But that's exactly what kills the power you just built. Instead, stay cool. Keep the conversation light. Let her do most of the talking. And most importantly, don't drop everything for her. Let her feel that you're still busy, still focused, still living your life. That's what makes her chase harder. Let her feel the loss. At the end of the day, a woman only values what she feels she could lose. If you're always there, always available, always seeking her attention, she will take you for granted. But if you're a man who has discipline, confidence, and the strength to walk away, she will start to miss you. She will start to rethink her choices. She will start to chase, and that puts you in control. The masculine mindset that makes women respect and desire you. Gentlemen, let's talk about respect. Because here's the truth. Attraction without respect is temporary. A woman might be drawn to your looks, your status, your money. But if she doesn't respect you, it won't last. She might enjoy your company, but she won't admire you. She might like you, but she won't chase you. She might be with you, but she won't feel compelled to stay. And if you want a woman to truly desire you, crave you, and choose you every single time, then you need to cultivate something more powerful than attraction: the masculine mindset. Why most men lose respect and attraction without realizing it. Most men sabotage their own value without even knowing it. They do everything right at first. They stand strong. They lead. They exude confidence. But then they break their own frame. They start seeking approval. They over-explain themselves. They tolerate disrespect. They prioritize her over their own mission. And the moment this happens, she feels it. She doesn't even have to think about it. Her instincts tell her, this man is not as strong as I thought. And once a woman feels that, it's game over. Her respect drops. Her attraction fades. And suddenly, she's looking elsewhere for a man who can hold his ground. So if you want to be the man she respects and desires, then you need to master your frame. What is frame and why it separates weak men from strong men? Frame is the foundation of masculine power. It's the invisible energy that says, I know who I am. I know what I want. And I will not compromise my values, my boundaries, or my mission for anyone. And here's what separates strong men from weak men. A weak man lets the woman set the tone. A strong man holds his own frame, no matter who he's with. A weak man adjusts his personality to be liked. A strong man remains himself, knowing that not everyone is meant to be in his life. A weak man needs external validation. A strong man validates himself. And women, they feel this difference immediately. They might not be able to explain it, but they sense it. And the more solid your frame, the more deeply they respect and desire you. How to build an unbreakable frame. Want a woman to respect you? Want her to see you as a man she can't manipulate, can't shake, and can't control? Then start living by these principles. 1. Never compromise your boundaries for attraction. Most men bend their own rules just to keep a woman around. She cancels plans last minute. He tolerates it. She gives him attitude. He laughs it off. She tests him by flirting with other men. He ignores it. Why? Because he's afraid of losing her. But here's the thing. A woman doesn't respect a man who fears losing her. She respects a man who fears losing himself. So ask yourself, are you letting things slide just to keep her happy? Are you suppressing your true thoughts to avoid conflict? Are you sacrificing your standards just to keep her interested? Because if you are, she already sees you as weak. And if she sees you as weak, she will never desire you fully. 2. Speak less, mean more. Most men talk too much. They think if they just explain themselves, if they just convince her of their point of view, if they just say the right thing, that she'll understand, respect, and desire them more. But the opposite is true. The more you talk, the less powerful you appear. Why? Because real men don't over-explain themselves. They say what they mean. They stand by it. And they let their actions do the talking. So instead of over-explaining, set a boundary and enforce it. Express your opinion without needing approval. Let silence speak when words aren't necessary. Women don't respect men who seek validation through words. They respect men who communicates strength through presence. 3. Be willing to walk away. This is the ultimate test of a man's strength. Because here's a fact. The man who needs a woman the least is the man women want the most. Why? Because he's free. Free from attachment. Free from needing her approval. Free from the fear of losing her. And when a man is free, his presence becomes intoxicating. She starts to chase. She starts to invest. She starts to value him. Not because he played games. Not because he manipulated her. But because he's rare. Because he's a man who values himself above all. And that is the ultimate power. Master your mindset. Master attraction. Attraction isn't about tricks. It's not about texting tactics, flashy cars, or saying the perfect words. It's about who you are. It's about the energy you carry, the way you move, the way you think. It's about being a man who is unshakable. Because when you become that man, women respect you. Women desire you. And women chase you. And the best part, you won't even have to try. The secret power of emotional control in attraction. Gentlemen, if you master this one thing, you'll change your life forever. Not just in dating, not just in relationships, but in every aspect of life. Emotional control. Because let's be real, most men, they let their emotions control them. They react, they chase, they seek approval, they get trapped in their feelings. And what happens? Women lose respect, because nothing is more unattractive than a man who is emotionally weak. Nothing kills desire faster than a man who needs reassurance, validation, or attention to feel okay. If you want to become the kind of man that women crave, admire, and can't resist, then you must master emotional control. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how. Why emotional control separates men from boys. Most men think that expressing their feelings will make a woman feel closer to them. They think that if they show their insecurities, fears, and emotional struggles, she'll comfort them, reassure them, and fall deeper in love. But here's the truth. Women don't fall for men they have to emotionally carry. They fall for men they can lean on. Women are emotional by nature. They experience highs and lows. They crave stability. And if you can't provide that, she'll start looking elsewhere for a man who can. What emotional control really means, it's not suppression. Now let's get something straight. Emotional control is not emotional suppression. A lot of guys get this wrong. They think being a man means bottling everything up, never feeling anything, and acting like a robot. But that's not strength. That's weakness disguised as toughness. Real emotional control means you feel everything, but you react to nothing. You acknowledge your emotions, but they never dictate your actions. You experience life fully, but you remain centered, composed, and powerful. And when you develop this, women notice. They sense that nothing shakes you. They feel your presence as strong and unshakable. They respect you because you are rare. The 3 pillars of emotional control that make you unstoppable. 1. Never seek validation. Own your self-worth. Most men live their lives seeking approval. They text first to check in. They over-explain their decisions. They wait for a woman's reaction before deciding how to feel. This is weak energy. Because here's the truth. A man who needs validation will always be controlled by the person who gives it to him. So stop looking outward for permission to feel worthy. Instead, decide, you are enough. You are valuable whether she sees it or not. You do not need her attention, her approval, or her affection to feel complete. Because the second a woman senses you need her to feel okay, she will pull away. She might not even know why, but something inside her will say, this man is not strong enough to lead. And once that thought enters her mind, it's game over. 2. Respond, don't react. Weak men react. If she pulls away, they panic. If she takes too long to text back, they double text. If she tests them, they get defensive. Strong men, they respond. If she pulls away, they stay centered. If she takes long to text back, they focus on their life. If she tests them, they smirk, stay calm, and hold their ground. And here's the secret. A man who is unshakable becomes magnetic. Women are drawn to men who can handle pressure, tension, and uncertainty without folding. So next time you feel the urge to react emotionally, stop and ask yourself, am I acting from weakness or strength? And if it's weakness, pause, breathe, center yourself, because the man who controls his reactions controls the game. 3. Always be willing to walk away. This is the ultimate test, because most men cannot do this. They get attached too quickly. They fear losing her. They put her on a pedestal. And the moment a woman senses this, she knows she has all the power. But the man who is willing to walk away, he cannot be manipulated. He cannot be controlled. He cannot be disrespected. And that makes him irresistible. Because when you are willing to walk away, you tell the world, I am the prize. My time, my energy, and my presence are valuable. And if you don't see it, that's fine. Someone else will. This mindset is rare, and women chase what is rare. Become the man she regrets losing. Most men try to win women over with gifts, compliments, and effort. But the men women truly regret losing, they don't chase. They don't prove themselves. They don't beg for attention. Instead, they are unshakable in their emotions, focused on their mission, confident in their value, and because of this, they attract women effortlessly. So if you feel ignored, overlooked, or taken for granted, stop trying harder. Instead, level up, detach, master yourself, because when you do, she will feel it, she will sense it,